Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Well, welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Thaddeus.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And welcome to another show. Sorry for the filler last week.
I didn't actually even release a filler. It was just literally an empty slate.
Oh.
I did not put anything out.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, no. I decided, instead of putting
the
a filler...
truth comes out.
Instead of putting a filler out, so every once in a while, life comes up, we can't do an episode. Instead of putting a filler out, I figured we would... because essentially the radio episodes just heard heard the same episode as the week before, I believe. So they
maybe. I'm not sure how they deal with that.
Yeah. So anyway, regardless, we have a fresh new episode this week, which is the one we were going to get to next week, which is episode 272. And, oh boy, that was close. People who are my phonies out there, y'all want to know. Area codes 570 and 272 are telephone area codes. I know 570, like, why the fuck you're doing this? 570.
I was curious, too.
It's because they are overlaid area codes. They both belong to the same area. They serve the northeast quadrant of Pennsylvania, including the cities of Scranton, Wilkes, Barre, Williamsport, and a bunch of other places nobody cares about. Fuck you, Pennsylvania. Actually, I love Pennsylvania. I love... Philly's great. You ever been to Philly?
I have not been to Philly, and there's no reason why I haven't. It's so close.
And the thing about it is, it's like I didn't think it was going to be an amazing city, and I went there with my band once, and it was the best city I've ever played music in. It was so fucking great. Like, friends, like friendly people were like, hey, come hang out with us. We only got raped 4 times and mugged 7 times. No, it was an awesome place. I know there are bad parts of Philly, but everybody who is from Philly loves Philly so much, and I understand why.
Were you playing basketball on some court?
I was shooting some b-ball outside of a school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, and they said, hey, white boy, you're 4.5 feet tall, you shouldn't be playing basketball. And I said, that's racist. And they said, you know what's racist? You are.
I love that I used to watch Fresh Prince all the time.
I do,
and my whiteness came out hard when I said, were you playing some basketball on some court? That's the lyric, right?
I was playing some basketball on some court when a couple of guys, they were doing some bort. What? Sure, fuck you. Anyway, that's area code 272 for my phonies, but that's not what we're about. We're not a pod. Oh yeah, we have a train going by.
Do we have a train going by? I don't think the listener will be able to hear it, but we definitely can.
Yeah, we can feel it ourselves. If you do,
Actually, I can feel it in my chair.
If you do hear a rumble or feel a rumble, it's due to a train going by, and we're just gonna go to charge through this. You might not hear it, but you know what you will hear.
Well, you're going to hear a podcast.
Yeah, and a description of this podcast.
Well, wow, we are out of practice. It's been 2 weeks. We're trying to put the training wheels back on this podcast bicycle.
Yep.
Well, this podcast is a very special podcast because we are news oriented. But what we do is we take any news story that you're not going to find on your own easily. We take the deepest, darkest recesses of the internet's news. We bring them to the surface, and we like to tell you a little bit about the weird of the world. And our twist on our show, because guess what? Anyone can do what we do, is we twist it into new content. We turn into new shows, podcasts, movies, music albums, stand-up acts, comic books, recipe books, does not matter. And
you took a recipe book. I always jab that one in there, and I didn't this time.
As a disclaimer, this show is a copyright as far as we're concerned.
Yes,
but
as far as the courts are concerned, probably not. You take it and run with it. You will probably not owe us any money.
No, if you love an idea, run with it, do it. And all we really ask is, if you make a movie out of one of our ideas, we want to be in the credit, like a story inspired by.
And executive producer credit, we don't even have to make a lot of money, although if you make a lot of money, we would like to donate no money to the movie, just the idea, premise, and then also have a lot of notes.
Yes, a lot of notes.
A lot of notes you don't listen to. You don't have to, because
Can the leading actress have one less button on her shirt?
Yes.
Can craft service have only everything bagels? Because everyone loves everything.
Exactly. And also, I want the lead actress to have one less tit. Is that possible?
And the male lead, can he tuck?
Yes.
He's wearing jeans. Can he tuck in his jeans?
I need him to tuck in his jeans
into his overshirt. I need to know he doesn't
shirt.
have a penis, but also in the back of my head, no, he has one.
He has one. And because if he turns around, there's definitely a little thing poking around in the back there.
I also know none of the male leads, if they tuck, will sexually harass their female co-stars because the tips of their dicks will smell like poo.
Yes. Because
they tuck.
Because they tuck and don't wipe. That's the important part.
And some shart. The ones that wipe, they shart.
Excuse me?
That's why they wipe so much, because they...
Cut. What's the problem, Chris Hemsworth? Is that his name? Oh, well, I farted in a piece of shit, fell down, and now it's on the tip of my beautiful penis. Well, we're going to have to get that wiped off. Craft services, can you take care of that? Wait, when did that become our job? I don't know. Fuck you. Get some craft cheese in here. That's
the
what craft
cream cheese
services is.
spreader and wipe it off, and then clean him and then wipe it off again. Or don't. We don't care.
I don't give a
Only
shit.
the animals in lighting eat the bagels.
That's right. I'm Steven Spielberg, and I raped a bunch of people. Has he been me too? I think we're
Can
spreading.
we just me too, Steven Spielberg?
Okay, I don't think. By the way, we actually one of the things that we do take pride in.
He ET'd a bunch of people. He just took his finger and went,
Yes,
oh,
E2. I think the problem with this is that we actually pride ourselves on telling the truth. So guess what? Steven Spielberg is, as far as we know,
probably
still
didn't
in the clear.
rape
Still in the clear.
To tell the truth, Steven Spielberg probably didn't rape anyone, but we don't know that
Here's the
for
thing
a
is,
fact.
every
We can't
male
say he didn't
is
because
on the hook.
Oh, we can't say he
Possibly,
didn't
yeah.
because if he gets Me Too'd before this episode airs, we have pie in our face.
Not only that, we are going back and re-recording aspects of this to make it sound like we called it. Although that doesn't make sense because it would come out after, so we don't. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
No, we need to cover our asses now.
Yeah, we need to cover our asses now because Steven Spielberg's coming, and he loves those asses.
You gotta cover your asses like Drew Barrymore instead of AT.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's a pedophile.
No, that's exactly what he was into. He was like, cover your ass.
Yeah, that's
Both
right.
hands. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to see any taint.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, now have him touch fingers with him. Yeah, that's it.
Like,
Oh
it wasn't technically rape or even sexual, but he did make a little girl pull down her pants and then very clearly cover everything sexual.
And then a little boy touch the tip of a finger of another man as if it was two penises touching.
The gray area in that story is bigger than E.T.'s own taint.
Oh, his E.T.'s gray taint.
Bing! We need a bada bing sound effect because that was a bad joke.
All these have been bad jokes, but before we get into our worst jokes of the show, we got a little update to bring you. We like to talk about it's not an update of a previous story, but this is an update of a concept.
Oh, and we have a theme song for this.
Do you?
Clown Town, going down to Clown Town. What's that clown doing in Clown Town? He's going down in Clown Town. Now we're all confused by the clown in that town. What's he doing? What's up with his frown? Oh, that's scary. It won't change when he smiles. It's scary. Fuck me, he's fucking me, he's fucking me, he's fucking me. He's in my ass, he's in my ass. Clown Town.
I just want to point out that part of one of the lyrics was, "What's that clown doing in Clown Town?" I would assume it's because he thought he was going to be welcome in Clown Town because it was named Clown Town.
I think with a little bit of a musical accompaniment, that's actually really not a bad Clown Town.
We're recording this like 6 hours from when I have to post it, so
no, it's not happening this week. But save that audio file.
Who knows? It might. I think
I
I
did pretty good. I changed the pace. I changed the rhythm. I rhymed the whole time.
You did, yeah. Clown Town is not a bad.
I remember to say the word clown. That was the tantamount part of my my rhyme scheme. Is I want to make sure clown was in there.
Yeah, we noticed we got the clowns in there, and then you rhymed things with the clown. But the thing I like about this is that we usually just provide these as updates. Now we have a new segment called Clown Town.
Perfect, and we do a lot of Clown Town. Downtown
Clown Town segments. And the first one is, again, not an update, but it is a Clown Town segment. It's actually a new segment, and this is about a clown brawl on a cruise ship. Scott, you actually brought this to the show.
I did. I'm opening the story as we speak. That whole intro segment took a lot out of me.
Oh, it did. You're wheezing now. I don't know if you have asthma or anything or something like that, but you look like you might need a little bit of help or some like a drink of some kind. I don't know.
So this incident happened on a leisure cruise ship.
Yes.
And what ended up
Hopefully
happening
all
was
cruise ships are leisure cruises.
Not this one.
They're not a pressure cruise.
Not this one.
Well, it didn't turn out to be that way.
And not all those ones that ended up being poop cruises. Remember those? They're like 5 years ago where all the cruise ships suddenly were bursting poop out the walls?
Yeah, there was like a bunch of them.
It just happened all at once. It was weird. It
was
almost felt like sabotage.
Yeah, like there was a brown note sabotage.
And it has not happened since. So it's weird.
It's almost like Carnival has stepped up its game. And also, this is not Carnival. This is Britannia, I think. Right?
Yes,
Britannia?
this is an English cruise ship.
Oh, so they're proper. They don't poop.
No.
They scuffle. I feel like that's what English people do. Oh, I've got to go to the bathroom and give a kerfuffle. A kerfuffle at my bing bong.
Yeah, I got a kerfuffle from a girl once.
What is it?
Well,
She gave you a piece of shit?
well, she dressed as a clown, blew me, and then ruined a cruise ship.
Cool. So
It was in that order.
She's
we were in a
crucial to this,
landlocked
yeah.
state, so
Yeah.
wow, 10 out of 10 for that Uber ride. She was also
ruined-
my Uber driver then.
Yeah. I thought it was weird when she showed up in a cruise ship with graffiti on the side of it, but it's a little weird. So this is a British story, or a British cruise ship.
I
I
think
should say.
the best way I can deal with this story is to actually read parts of the news transcript that you're asking.
Are you going to say holiday maker?
I was gonna skip past, but I mean we could bring it up because it was at the beginning of the story.
Because we had to look it up. Holiday maker is a vacationer. People in the UK are probably like, how do you not know that? We call vacations. You call what we call vacations holidays.
And we call vacationing people vacationers. And apparently we just learned today you call them
holiday makers.
So, the first part of this story is basically the title reset again. It's a holiday maker dressed as a clown prompted a mass brawl on a cruise ship in which passengers use furniture and plates as weapons, according to witnesses. But what I want to do is skip down to where it actually gets meaty.
It's better than the furniture using passengers as weapons, because then that's a...
Was that
weird.
like you failing at doing a Yakov Smirnov?
It was me failing at so many things.
Like you did one, but you did it so wrong.
Yes, on passenger cruise, furniture uses passenger as weapons.
Yeah, but you just said it.
I did, yeah. I did.
Yeah.
So I failed so many ways.
Yeah.
Could we get past my failings, please?
We can. The brawl, which took place in the early outer hours of Friday morning during the return leg of a week-long cruise to Norway's fjords, reportedly followed an alcoholic fueled afternoon of patriotic, and that's in air quotes, which is surprising and never gets brought up again.
It's in regular quotes here, but we're putting it in air quotes.
It never gets brought up again.
Yes, exactly. No, patriotic partying on deck.
Like,
literally
explain
never.
why you quoted patriotic. Who said it? Why did they say it?
Yes.
Why are you prompting
or
me
if it
to
is
ask
air
these
quotes like
questions?
patriotic, it still doesn't make sense.
But
the
we
rest
didn't
of it.
write the story, so we're moving on.
We didn't write the story, so we're moving on. And I'm Billy Joel.
Kick that drum. No, punch that drum. Sorry, we
Oh,
were talking before
call
we
back
aired.
to something before we
Yeah.
recorded.
Before we recorded, we were talking about Billy Joel punching a drum, and yeah.
Yeah, pre-recording callback.
All right, the perpetrators were said to have been confined to their cabins for the last day of the cruise. A 41-year-old woman and a 43-year-old man from Essex were arrested by Hampshire police on suspicion of assault when the ship docked in Southampton on Saturday morning. Now, 6 people, including 3 women and 3 men. I don't know why they don't say and 3 men, because when you say 6 people, including 3 women, you might as well say 3 men. Why break? I'm sorry. I just have a lot of problems with the writer of this Guardian story.
No, this is actually a really poorly written story, and I get it. Like, now writers don't have to know how to write because they need to write
this
fast.
is bad writing. 6 people.
First of all, again, you were just pointing out
3
patriotic,
women.
yes.
How about just say 6 people, 3 women, 3 men?
Yeah.
Like why leave out the
Including
other?
3 women.
Yeah.
Why is that the like?
We're gonna spend more time picking apart the bad writing in the
I
story
can say,
because we're not doing content for this one. This is an update.
This is an update, and I can actually see like if somebody's like, like 8 people died, including 3 children. That's a thing to say because you're like the children are
Sure.
You know?
And then you can extrapolate from that. And sure, I can extrapolate from this that it's also 3 other men.
Yes.
How about you just say both genders, neither gender,
or how about just say
or
6 people?
all genders?
How about 6 people?
Or just say
that's fine.
A mix of men and women, or
Also,
3
did
men,
they-
3 women.
Did they like interview these people and find out how they identify? How about 6 people?
Ooh,
6 people was fine. 6 people was fine.
Hashtag Jer woke as fuck.
The fact that they're a male or a female or however they identify has nothing to do with the rest of the story. So just 6 people would have been fine. Extra words. Fuck you, writer. Anyway, Guardian sucks. But anyway.
All right. Richard Gaisford of ITV's Good Morning Britain was on the cruise.
Oh, okay.
So we got a journalist on site here.
Oh, yeah.
And he tweeted on Saturday.
Yeah, we know Good Morning Britain is probably...
It's like Good Morning America, but like with less Kathy and what's his name? The Joe Pesci wannabe.
Are these references to things that were like decades old now, or are those people still
Oh no,
on?
they have shows.
Are they still on the show?
Oh, they have shows. Ryan Seacrest hosts it, whatever it is.
You don't know what you... I mean, you know what you're talking about, but like...
I do,
now
loosely.
we're on a
loosely, because
tangent.
I don't watch this garbage.
But Good Morning America, who is on that show?
I don't think they're on anymore. I think it's I think Kathy Gifford has a show hosted by Ryan Seacrest now, and maybe the Joe Pesci.
I was gonna say the thing that she used to be on is now like Hoda and somebody else.
I don't even know.
No idea. I have no idea.
Did you say Hoda?
Yeah.
Is that like a Star Wars character?
Yeah, well, no, it was Kathy and Hoda at one point. People out there who know this stuff.
Morning good it is, huh?
Morning good it is with Yoda. That's pretty solid.
Sorry, I just say
that's a first score of the episode, actually. All right. Anyway.
All right.
Good morning, Britain.
So
not good morning, America.
Gaysford tweeted on Saturday, and this is in quotes: "There was blood everywhere. Violent late night brawl in the buffet aboard P&O cruises. Britannia staff left. Britannia left staff who intervened injured as passengers used furniture and plates as weapons. Witnesses told me they were so frightened they had to hide as family groups fought."
And here's the thing: I still haven't gotten to where like the clown part of it like is. It's just
one of these next
people.
Part of the story.
Good. Okay.
He said that after hearing the Tannoy,
we are in British territory.
Do we need to Google this?
I'm guessing that's like a kerfuffle. Real kerfuffle.
A Tannoy. Tannoy. I feel like there's only so many ways I can try saying it to kill airtime.
Keep going.
Tanny, Tannoy, Tanay, Tawnay.
Tannoy, I think. Probably.
Tannoy?
I have no idea. I'm not going to find it by the time you just keep reading the story.
So I'm going to go on.
Yep.
Where was I? All right.
Tannoy.
Like he said that after hearing the Tannoy, he went to the restaurant where he found shocked passengers. Quote, "One witness, part of the group involved in the trouble, explained to the staff things kicked off when another passenger appeared dressed as a clown. This upset one of the party because they specifically booked a cruise with no fancy dress. It led to a violent confrontation," he wrote. So fancy dress is clown wear now.
It's
I'm
not.
I'm wearing my best boutonniere with rubber bubbles and this is some of that upscale New York Sephora clown makeup I put on too, and noses by Calvin Klein.
Oh yes.
Like, what are you wearing? Noses by Calvin Klein, like
Louis Vuitton bald wig, of
clown
course.
mouth by Sephora, and yeah. I want that. I want to see any event where clowns go, but I want to redo it with
like
a red
upper
carpet.
class, like yes.
Like I don't care. Like no. A fucking Juggalo Fest. Next Juggalo Fest. You literally build out of pine boards and cardboard, and then you shellac it over with those paper, like, you know, things you put on walls that are graffiti, but they're not graffiti. They're just like stick 'em ups.
Yep.
You cover with that so it looks like an exact replica of a red carpet where it has all the name brands behind it.
Yeah.
But it just says Faygo and knives.
Juggalos in a nutshell. Faygo and knives. Name of the episode.
But then you like literally buy a cheap ass piece of red fabric, roll it out in front of this, set up a fucking HD camera, and as all the juggalos are going in to buy their tickets, you do a red carpet thing.
Yes, that's right.
And you do this.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
Yeah. Yes.
And you know one guy will penetrate his girlfriend and be like, "Cindy." You know one juggalo will do that just for the joke. Be like, "Who are you wearing?" Cindy. That's the sound a juggalo makes when he penetrates a girl. He makes it audibly from his own mouth. Well, the nose parts, yeah.
I feel like that's Beats by Dre.
Do you think anyone at a juggalo convention has ever gone like Donald Duck, like shirt, no pants?
Yeah. I mean, already yes, but
clown noses.
Yep.
You know how they have the reservoir
Guaranteed,
for
yes.
your nose?
Yes.
On their balls.
Yes, guaranteed.
Okay. I kind of figured.
I guarantee you we can fucking Google that and find it. We're not going to right now. By the way, the only definition of Tannoy I found is literally it's literally a brand name for speakers. So what they said, a trademark, a sound amplifying apparatus used as a public address system in a large building. So my guess is like they were talking about like speakers. We heard over the speakers, the loudspeakers.
Okay. It's weird naming off the brand name. Just say speakers.
Yeah, but apparently, like it's a brand name big enough to where they use it to describe just loudspeakers. And again, I don't know. I'm just going based on like I had to find like 3 sites to find this while you were actually doing the real work of the story. And I still don't know if we're right, but who cares? Tannoy,
Okay.
fuck you.
Well, what ended up happening was security came down. They separated the people, quarantined everyone to their quarters for the last day of the trip, since this happened the night before the last day. And charges may or may not be pressed. We are getting this as late breaking news, and by the time this airs, you can probably Google it and find out the rest.
Yes, exactly. That being said, I think we are ready to jump into the show, the meat and potatoes of the show, also the droppings of the show, called Web Droppings.
Web Dropping 2.0.
I know you did a thing there. I just wanted to make some beats.
Yeah, I'm cutting all that out. I'm going to actually leave that pathetic bunch of shit under the real thing. Yeah, fuck my droppings.
I wonder if anyone can hear the squeaks, or if your
they can.
silence and you're saying that was just weird as fuck.
We'll find out, because all that's staying in.
No, I was listening to Jared say that. I made the table squeak, and you know what I do when I find squeaky furniture? I make it squeak more, because for some reason I'm weirdly annoying around people.
Yeah.
No, I do that. If I hear a creak in a chair,
You go,
I'll work that creak.
Oh my god, me too. Because
Yeah.
it's more, as long as it's funny to you,
Yeah.
that's what comedy is to me. If it's funny to me, even if it means hurting everybody else around me, it's fun.
That is the closest to a rape analogy I've ever heard.
A comedy rape. It's good, yeah. It's called a crepe.
R.I.P. Louis C.K.
Yeah, aw. Anyway,
Your
so-
autograph is in my office, but not in a prominent spot.
used to be.
No,
Look who-
it is out. It is visible. It is
just
not
like
prominent.
just like his penis. Anyway, we are going to jump into web droppings proper, which we already did with the theme song and some squeaking that you may or may not have heard. And we're going to talk about the mayor of a Polish village who is offering rewards to any couple that gives birth to a boy. Now, why would somebody do this, you ask? And that is because there is a village of about 300 people, a village I am not going to try to pronounce because it is Miejsceodrz. Those letters do not belong together. Anskie in the south of Poland near the border with the Czech Republic.
You would be surprised to know that is Mierzejskie or Donske.
It's probably close to that.
No,
Yes.
it's that. Prove me wrong, internet. Hey, what are you fucking cucks out there listening to us?
How about this?
I'm throwing cuck out there as not a derogatory term, but
I'm not,
you're listening to you and I do things.
Maybe
oh my God,
maybe I
isn't
should-
every one
how
of
about
our
this?
listeners a cuck?
Maybe this is where
Because you and I
think-
are doing the magic, and they're just
watching or listening. Yeah,
Well, listening.
that's a blind cuck. Yeah,
Autocuck?
it's a blind cuck.
Auditory. Autocuck.
Bluck.
Awk.
Agree to disagree. Maybe I should just. This is where we can maybe bridge that gap and finally get in touch with our the last podcast on the left, because Henry Zabrowski is Polish. Maybe he knows how to pronounce.
Oh, I think
Michel Orszanski.
I'm pretty sure I just nailed it.
You nailed it. Of course you did.
Would you have doubted me if I said that town name and then told you a story about that town name?
I would have doubted you in a heartbeat.
With no context?
I would have doubted you in a heartbeat. Yes. You and I are cannot pronounce this.
Mierzejskie or Donske?
No, it's not the way it's pronounced.
No, that's how it is.
Anyway, it's in the south of Poland near the
Prove
border.
me wrong, listeners. Prove me wrong.
I will. It's because that's just not how their language works. It doesn't sound that broken.
Mierzejskie. Miejsce ske.
Yeah.
Ordzonske.
Mieszke
Mieszke or
Ordzonski. Mieszke Ordzonski.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to do...
Mieszke Ordzonski.
I'm not doing the accent. I'm not trying
Mieszke Ordzonski.
I'm not trying to appropriate their language. Like, I won't say a Mexican word in Spanish with the accent. Yes, I almost tripped there.
Almost is the real thing, though. When you do it that almost...
Well, I mean, you do want to do the accent when you're talking to them because you want to say like hombre, not hombre.
No, but you can say Mexican because there is like a difference between like if you just say Spanish.
Mexican Spanish and Spanish
Yes,
is two different
yeah.
dialects.
Well, I mean, it's really
it's
what
like
it is.
Northern American and Southern American.
Well, like even that, like they're it might even be more extreme than that. It's not even just so much a dialect. There are like different,
Scottish and Irish and English and Welsh.
Even more so than that, I think.
I'm just saying.
Yes, yeah. So yes, even more so. Yeah.
Yeah. The European Spanish don't have a word for tostada.
This is one of your made-up things.
No, they
They
don't.
do. It's called tostada.
No, that and taquito they don't have words for.
They took it. Yeah, they do, but it came from Mexican Spanish.
No, in Spanish, taquito is flauta.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they have a word for it. In other words.
Well, yeah, but it's not taquito.
So they don't have a word that's the same word. That doesn't mean they don't have a word for it. Like, hey, you know that in Spain they don't have a word for bathroom. It's el baño.
Hey,
but it's not bathroom.
Hey, you know what? If we have any Spanish listeners, is there any rollover between Spanish, Mexican Spanish, and English for joint rolling for flauta? Because flauta means fluted. And technically, when you roll a joint, if you do it like the newer style, where it kind of goes out like almost like a cornucopia.
I'm not a joint guy, so you're teaching me
It's
things.
a bigger thing.
You're
now.
making me smarter.
Well, I'm wondering if that's a flauta, or if it's flouted, or if you're fluting it, because it's all the same word, just different derivations of it.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So I'm curious if there's a Spanish word.
It's got a root word to it
for like rolling a joint and making a flauta, or maybe just a take on the word.
Flouted.
Flubacco.
Well, maybe anybody out there who knows anything about Spanish and wants to either or Google it, because we don't want to.
I'd be curious if the fluted would actually transition into how people are doing these new fancy joints.
I know nothing about joints.
I know only what I'm handed and decide or don't decide to
people are like really
in.
good. I know people are good at rolling them, and people take pride in rolling them, and that's fine.
Yeah, I used to be able to roll in my knee on the wheel with both hands.
I feel like people who are proud of that probably have nothing else to be proud of.
Oh no, I can't do that anymore because guess what? I learned other life skills.
Yeah, and you're like, I can do other things.
As of 3 days ago, I learned how to run my dryer.
What?
I don't do the laundry at home, and I'm scared of it.
Okay,
I don't want to shrink
my
clothes. I don't think shrink. I don't think
they
grow.
They don't.
I think that when they go through the
First
wash,
of all, no clothes grow in the dryer.
I'm just saying that when I do my own laundry, I feel like nothing ever goes wrong. When I do my wife's laundry, suddenly she can't fit into half her clothes.
No, I totally get that. Yes, because you actually have to pay attention.
And she blames it on the dryer.
Scott, this is the thing you have to do: is you have to look at the tag, and it literally tells you exactly how to wash and dry every single piece of clothing.
All my clothes say you could leave it in a lake for a week and skim them, and they'll be fine.
Yeah. Toss it at the sun. It's gonna be good. No, yours are fine.
Not too much rain, but you know what? If you fuck that up, too much rain's fine too.
Yes, yeah, it's fine. Because they make dudes' clothes exactly with that in mind.
We just have cotton. I can't fuck up my clothes,
and they're pre-shrunk because otherwise we'll fuck it up. I
shrank one of my wife's shirts to the point where my daughter couldn't wear it. I'm not kidding you.
And your daughter was 3 at the time.
She was a preemie.
My 6-ounce daughter couldn't wear my...
Boy, did she try. She was like, do I want to look good in this Louis Vuitton sweater, or do I want my respirator?
Which is great, because she could talk at 6 ounces old.
Which is great. And I love that you age people by weight.
So yes, the laundry is difficult when doing other people's clothes.
By the way, I'm 160 pounds old.
Yeah.
Glad to be here, everyone.
Good, that's good. Good.
Hoping to lose some weight because I want to lose some years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Live forever.
Live forever. I'll be 120 pounds in 10 years, and I'm gonna live forever. Oh my god.
Yeah. We were talking about a village of Mieszko Zizonski.
Yeah, we actually argued about the title a lot. Argued, air quotes. We're using air quotes a lot. The Guardian. Thank you for reintroducing us to useless air quotes.
Yeah. By the way, air quotes in an article? Stupid.
Oh, they were
brilliant,
quotes, but we have to When I say quotes
but
to
those were
someone,
air quotes
I
in an
do
article.
an air quote like, they said this.
Patriotic. No, that was an air quote in an article. That's how
was.
that's how poorly written that fucking article was. Anyway.
So this town is all girls.
So 300 inhabitants, most of them are female. The last boy to be born in this village, who still lives there, was 12 years ago.
12 years ago. He is 12 years old.
He is probably, 85 pounds old at this point.
I bet you anything age difference in marriage in that town is
110 pounds
highly
old.
ignored.
It has to be.
To keep the population going.
It has to be. Or you just got to import some people, Midsommar style. Have you seen Midsommar? Probably not.
And I like in the story that the mayor of the town has basically said there will be some kind of prize for the first couple to be able to produce a boy. Because it's been, they say 10 years. But
you'll get to eat the boy. Oh, wait, that's why we don't have any boys anymore.
Well, they say
every boy that gets born, we get to eat.
Well, they did say early in the story 10 years, but the boy is 12, so it's been 12 years.
It's been 12
since
years,
the last
yes.
boy.
Yeah, they're rounding, decade, whatever.
What I want to start seeing now is, and this is the movie. Are you ready?
I'm
ready. This is going to be Road Trip 4.
I figured this was going to be,
Road Trip 4.
Wait, was there a 2, 3, and...
There's a
2
2. I don't know if there's a 3,
really?
so I'm saving my ass.
The original Road Trip
4.
I remember with
Road Trip's great.
DJ Qualls, is that it?
Yep.
Was in that one?
Yep. There's a Road Trip 2.
And what's his name from American Pie? Is that guy?
Jason Bateman?
No, American Pie.
Sean William Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Was
think
he
he's
in
in
that?
it.
I think he was in that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just mixing all the 90s shit I've ever seen.
Oh my god, it's all the same.
Anyway, yes.
Okay, so my idea for Road Trip 4 is the mayor puts this out on the internet, and suddenly a bunch of college
I was thinking
students
of
doing
Tom Green, that's all thing, but I don't think he's in this either.
doing a European tour hear about this on the internet. Like one of them's on one of those trains from like Helsinki to wherever they go. I don't know what trains go from
Tom
where.
Green was in this, yes. Okay, anyway, so. Yeah.
And he's on his phone, like on his train from Helsinki, and he's like, what are we going to do on a road trip? He's like, I'm trying to figure it out.
I want to go to Mirski, Morska, Ordonski.
We're Biennials, and we don't plan anything. And then he just goes, Mayor of town says no boys born, needing boys. We're boys. We can make boys.
Bow, bow, bow,
and
bow,
then
bow,
like,
bow.
Then shots kicks in.
I was trying to think of a song that was like modern. You actually somehow beat me even with a song that's like 10 years old because I went to the Jock Jams 1990s.
Yes, you did. You went to like
We're old.
You went to like the cool
shots.
You went to like one of the weird audio soundtracks they used to release in the late 90s of PS1 games. Like that was the Cool Border soundtrack.
Yeah. Now we're dating ourselves. We know what Cool Borders is.
Yeah.
Anyway, and not in an ironic way either. Not like you Biennials.
Oh, dude, no. I used to. I won't even tell stories about that game.
Oh no, you don't want to. That almost got you arrested that one time.
Almost did once.
A story for another time.
Yep. So my thought is that road trip. They hear about the town. They go, and when they walk into the town, it's like that photo they show where you can't tell who's the dad, the mom, or the two daughters. Where it's like, this is a husband, his wife, and his two daughters who are all part of the auxiliary fire department. But when you see the photo, weirdly enough, these people don't age. Any one of them looks like they could date any one of them. They all look a solid 20-ish.
Everybody looks the same age. Yes, it's like a weird Children of the Damned or whatever. Village of the Damned. Yeah, that's what it is.
Damned of the Corn. Yeah,
Damned of the Corn. Village of the Corn. Where there are no kids in it at all. It was just literally a cornfield, and somebody like, are we in a village? I think we're in the Village of the Corn. No, this is just a cornfield.
Yeah, you just drunkenly drove into a cornfield, passed out, woke up, and now you think you're in a town.
No, I think the corn station is around here somewhere. There's no such thing, honey. Anyway.
So many corn stores, so few everything else stores. Where's the butter store?
Well, corn butter. Wait, where'd that guy come from?
No, and I'm thinking what they do is they arrive at the town, and literally all 300 people, and you cast 300 extras.
Yes.
To all be hot and of indiscriminate, maybe 20-ish age.
Yes.
And they all line
also
up.
Nordic hotness or whatever.
And mostly...
I mean, granted, this is Poland, so it's not Nordic. But,
and to make it
I don't know. I just felt like this Midsommar
to make it comedically funny, 296 of them are women, 4 guys.
Yeah.
And then when they walk up,
the guys are cucks.
And then when they walk in, be like, "Oh, this is the town."
Dads.
Well, welcome. You read our mayor's post. Like they know they read it on the Guardian.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And they're like, "This math doesn't work apparently with guys to girl ratio for just this population level." And you're like,
Oh, we won't murder you.
care.
We won't murder you.
Yeah.
What are you? What
and
are
I
you
think it
talking
turns
about?
into like Oktoberfest. They drink, they fuck a bunch of these girls,
get murdered.
and then it turns into like Get Out. Like it gets dark.
It has to get dark. I keep going back to Midsommar. If people have seen Midsommar, this is not unlike that.
Jared keeps mispronouncing Midsummer. I'm sorry, listeners.
No, the
he
movie.
He has a speech impediment.
The movie Midsommar by Ari Aster is who I'm talking about, or what I'm talking about, not Midsummer.
Midsummer by Aziz Ansari. I'm sorry for Jared. I'm really sorry. As a listener here in the studio where I'm hearing this come out of his mouth, Midsummer by Aziz Ansari.
Midsommar by Ari
really
Aster is what I'm
sorry.
actually talking about. The movie, which I thought was great. By the way, Road Trip Beer Pong came out in 2009.
Was that 2 or 3?
That was 2.
Okay, I saw that and it actually wasn't that bad. It's dumb teen comedy, but you know what?
You mean like the first one?
Yeah, sometimes you just want that, and I hate to say it, with our PC culture today, we don't get as many of these movies. We're not getting.
We do, but they definitely are not mainstream. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, granted,
we're not
Beer
getting.
Pong, Road Trip Beer Pong was not, but Road Trip was a mainstream movie that like
What
that went to
was the Ryan
real
Reynolds?
theaters.
Ryan Reynolds National Lampoons. What was
Van Wilder.
We don't get a Van Wilder or a Van Wilder 2 anymore. Both
No.
were great. Second one had
Both were fine.
Second one had what's his name?
Exactly.
Kumail
Oh.
Nanjiani. I'm not
I don't
right.
think it was
it's the
Kumail.
guy from White Castle.
Yes, it's the other Indian / maybe Pakistani guy that we know from those movies.
His name is
there are not that
literally
many
Eric
of them.
Jones. If I
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, my name is Eric Jones. The way they like made things like better was getting a white person to play a guy named Eric Jones with one of those terribly racist Indian / Pakistani accents.
yes.
No, I know who you're talking about. Cal Penn, not Cal Penn. It was the other guy.
I can't remember either of their
Doesn't matter.
names. It really sucks, but I love both of them. And honestly, in the second one, the House of Taj, I think it was called. He was hilarious, and he was a great replacement for Ryan Reynolds. And if anyone wants to watch
actually, no.
dumb,
Cal Penn was
stupid comedy,
Kumar, yeah.
then watch it because
Yeah.
it's dumb, but
I was correct.
it's good.
Cal Penn is Kumar, and he actually has a really good show out on like I can't remember if it was like Netflix or one of those where he got really political, and he does a lot of like great political.
Nice.
And it's got a comedic bent to it, of course, because he's funny, but it also it's pretty sharp. So
Good to hear. We're moving on to the next story right
Yes,
now.
please.
I think I might have skipped one. We're on to radioactive oopsie. And Jared, this one's more you than me.
yes, even though you brought it to the table, I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay.
Well, I read through it, and what I hated was, once again, I think we have a series of hiccup.
Yep.
A series of stories written by poor journalists, because it is...
I think that's just like the normal now.
Well, this is broken into weird chunks, and there's no narrative.
It's also it's Australian. Okay, so what I did is I've read through it a few times, and what I've gathered is there is in Queensland at least, Australia.
All right.
Never mind.
Take a breath. Let's take a breath. I said I didn't want to do it. And Chair immediately goes, there's... I think it's in
I got it.
Queensland.
No. It's in Australia. I'm saying
There's a man.
I didn't say there's a man. There
you're
is
about
probably in this story. Actually, most of this is are females actually in the story, but there is actually a man.
Did you
who-
just say females?
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? That's the sex versus the gender.
Just making it weird.
I'm talking about the sex versus the gender. I don't know the gender.
9 people poisoned. 3 of them females.
Male and female. That's the sex.
No, I think it's funny when you pluralize females.
Man and
Not you. No, I mean just anyone in general, like humans. When people pluralize females.
why wouldn't you? That's literally the plural.
No, you do. If you're like
Males.
If you're like there's males and females, but then
Yes.
if you said like there's 3 females, that would be weird.
Why? What? 3
There's
female?
3 women.
Well, no. There's a difference between women and female. Like female generally means the sex.
Shit! Fuck
And
2019.
and woman could mean the gender.
Could we play like a whoopsie sound here and like a boing?
Woo!
And,
Yeah.
And then I just
Again,
go, well,
I'm still
forgot
fucking
it was
woke.
2019, and guess what?
the way,
I literally am still learning my pronouns, and I'm not against learning them. I'm pro. I'm pro everyone.
Pro pronoun.
Well, yes, but also
Pro squared
I'm
noun.
over 40, and I kind of need to figure this shit out as I go.
I mean, that being said, I think people would understand if you were saying women or female would probably be like.
yeah,
They would assume.
And I'm
you're
starting to
talking about the
nitpick the
sex.
show.
Yes,
You
of
just
course.
threw me for a second. I was
Exactly.
like, what?
No, what I'm actually talking about here is there's apparently some infighting in Australia, especially Queensland, which is where this story is taking place, about the need for nuclear power. Okay, so nuclear energy in general, and there's a group that has been trying. I'm trying to like synthesize your own story for you. You fucking keep doing this weird little naughty shit.
I'm watching.
Okay,
You talk with your hands when you podcast, and
I talk with my hands all the time.
But right now,
are you just looking where my hands are going?
Listener, I'm watching just that.
Where my hands are going? Oh my god, you must be so confused of like pointing and I'm like worse than Bernie Sanders when it
Yeah,
comes
for
to
the
talking to
listener,
Yes.
I usually make eye contact with Jarrett when necessary, but in general, I do.
Yes, of
And
course.
I
Because you know to ignore my hand motions. Otherwise, you're going off in weird directions that make no sense. Like Bernie Sanders style.
I just made eye contact with both of his hands as he talked with them, and he looked at me like I was fucking insane.
Because it looked like you were, but I realized, yeah, you were paying attention, like just the different. You're like a little baby,
you
just
can
like
actually fuck with me if you had caught on to it.
Oh my god, yes. Anyway, so there has been some infighting in Australia, Queensland especially, about whether or not nuclear energy is something that they should look into or research or whatever. And there has been cases that have been detailed by the Queensland Liberal National Party, which has declared its opposition to using nuclear technology to produce electricity, to denote how bad nuclear is by making these really fringe cases prominent. And part of this is, I think the thing that actually brought this to the table is the headline, "Man Who Urinated in Backyard Exposed Family to Radiation." This technically happened in 2017, but these reports recently came out because of this Queensland Liberal National Party reporting anyway, to essentially try to say, hey, we shouldn't be fucking with nuclear energy because look at what just people taking medicine can do. They can fuck people up, so what's it going to be?
Absolutely, but what they're basically pointing out is a bunch of work site accidents.
Yes. There's and
using
anomalies.
And,
yes.
and using them to say we can't do this as a whole. They're Homer Simpsoning it from the opening of The Simpsons, where he has the radioactive bar that he flicks and it goes in his coat and he brings it home and
stuff like that. Yeah,
that's not
and
the norm.
Really, and actually, you're actually getting close to what the opposition to that was saying, which are the people who are pro nuclear energy, or at least looking into it. Saying we're going to be able to actually take into consideration some of these safety concerns, because right now we can't, because nothing is regulated because it doesn't exist right now. There's not an infrastructure that exists.
I'm not entirely pro-nuclear. I think it's a Band-Aid that can get us a little bit further forward, not using coal.
Yes.
For instance.
But we...
Hydro, geothermal, solar, all of that's better.
All the stuff that could produce way more energy and not melt down would definitely be better.
And maybe someday cold fusion. And maybe even a Dyson sphere at some point.
If we could actually do nuclear properly and guarantee that it wasn't going to blow up and fuck everything else, if nuclear fucks up, it fucks things up so bad that it's not really worth it, especially since we have enough solar energy that's always going to be here. Because guess what? If we don't, we're not going to live.
Every inch of desert can be propellers and solar panels. If
suddenly there's no solar, we're not going to live anyway. Even with electricity, we're not going to live.
That always bothered me when people say the next level of civilization is where you can harness the power of the sun to entirely deal with all of your needs.
You mean right now? Literally right now we could do that.
No. I mean in the future as a Dyson sphere. And my thought...
you mean when they have to... the Dyson sphere around the whole... Yeah, exactly.
And whenever I see Dyson spheres represented in anything, sci-fi, comics...
We don't need that much, though.
Well, no, what they always show them as is like a cap, like two halves of an empty ball...
Yes.
...that you just cap the sun with, and suddenly you have all of its energy. But then I'm like, well, where's the sun? I think a Dyson sphere is more of a mesh net type thing.
Well, and not only that, I think that's also for more than one planet. I think that's if you're a solar system, because we know that we could actually we could actually just put the solar technology we have now. If we actually had enough of it, of the actual panels out there, we could actually harness the sun's energy enough to power the entire planet.
We don't even need to do that. Just no Dyson sphere. Go to fucking Mars. Go to Venus or Mercury.
We might need it eventually if our population blows up so much that we have 600 times as much energy needs or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying an easier version of a Dyson sphere would be go to Venus or Mercury, which are closer to the sun than us, and geothermal the shit out of them.
Well, especially
they're basically volcanic planets.
Venus is atmosphere itself. You can just extract shit out of, and who cares if you kill it? Because nothing can live there anyway.
Yeah, like baby steps. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna
baby steps. Kill multiple things before the sun.
Well, we can't do windmills because Trump said they give us cancer. So
Yeah, he knows.
Let's
He's also cracking down on video games because that's what caused the shooter to kill those people.
Let's send space Mexicans to Venus to harvest gases. That'll make Trump happy, and we all win.
Yeah, space Mexicans. Uh-oh.
Muy caliente.
Oh, muy caliente.
Look at the first one who goes to Venus.
Definitely. Anyway, so radiation incidents in Australia are
That
reported...
needs to be the next Simpsons, by the way.
It does,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, like a family that literally lives in orbit around Venus of Mexicans.
Yep.
And they're forced to be there rather than being deported.
Yeah, so instead of like going back to like Mexico,
Yeah, they go
to Juarez,
they orbit Venus in like basically like a shitty space station. Like it's not even a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, like when the dad is like Homer who says "do," but
Yeah.
like he goes "muy caliente,"
And their kid is just like orbiting them in a cage.
yeah, it just goes around the house.
Oh my God, we live in such a horrible country.
Hey, new content right there.
New content before we're even done. So anyway, radiation incidents in Australia are reported to the Australian Radiation Protection and Nuclear Safety Agency, ARPANSA. Its latest register covers 575 incidents reported in 2017. Now, the things they include a worker who spilled a vial of irradiated solution when trying to remove its cap. Another case, a patient self-discharged from the hospital after receiving radiotherapy involving nuclear medicine. That's when he returned home and urinated outside and contaminated the rear yard. You contaminated my rear yard. Also, he contaminated his family. That's the headline.
The whole
of the
yard
story.
is now radioactive.
Yeah, so they had to remove turf and soil.
My favorite one is
It was probably like a 4 foot by 4 foot thing they removed the soil of.
My
Like,
favorite
literally,
is
the piss doesn't go that
yeah,
far.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
No, my favorite is the technician who microwaved a vial of radioactive.
That was the next one, yes,
and,
yes.
And it broke in the microwave.
Yes. Don't
Why
mic-
were you?
Huh. It's not a peep.
What,
okay?
Was it literally like, I wonder what will happen?
Exactly like a peep. Have you ever microwaved a peep?
No.
You did microwave a peep.
What happens?
Well, actually,
It's
here's
past
the thing.
Easter. I can't do it till next year. So
Here's the
tell
thing.
me now.
Supposedly, like they blow up and melt and stuff. I've done it, and literally nothing happened. So I'm curious what happens. They
Do
supposedly
you have to
blow
do like
up.
popcorn setting or
I have a
steak? Just
No,
put it at steak because
no, they-
that's a setting on every microwave.
Actually you have to do they have a radiation setting now. They have a radioactive vial setting on that. Put it on that. I've actually also deep fried a peep. Nothing happened to it. Didn't melt.
Wouldn't it melt?
It didn't because the sugar on the outside
So
crystallizes.
wouldn't you want to wash the sugar off first and then maybe try both experiments again?
Well, yeah, but then you're just microwaving
Life
a marshmallow.
goals.
Yeah, so when you microwave it, it blows up because it melts from the inside and pops out. But like, if you deep fry it, it actually crystallizes the sugar and then contains the marshmallow on the inside. It's
funny,
probably was delicious. I didn't eat it after.
It's funny. Tell me about microwaves.
It floats. It literally floats like a little fucking ducky on a bathtub.
Speaking of microwaves, my boss asked me the other day a weird work question, and it was basically about satellite TV and how the signals come in, because I'm a techie guy, you're a techie guy,
Yeah,
we
of
both
course,
know
yeah.
IT, and I basically said to him, I don't have a clear answer for you because I don't know exactly what's happening, but I'd like to think I could guess, and I gave him a guess. And I said, I also don't actually know how my microwave works, so let's just leave it at that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like, you're asking me to guess about this thing that I think I have a good idea about, but also my microwave, I literally just have a good idea about how it works.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely not
I
like
don't know the technicalities of it.
I can get under the hood of my computer and know every little bit about it. That's a different type of tech.
I repair old school
engine-
game
yeah.
systems with a soldering iron, changing out
Absolutely.
cards and chips and stuff. Like
Radiation? I'm not
Nope,
fucking with it.
nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't know. There's a magical genie in there who just shits radiation
Yep,
and
I
makes
gave
my
my boss
popcorn.
the best answer I could and said, also, I don't know that much about it. That's an intellectual guess, and I also don't know how my microwave works, and walked
Boom.
off.
There we go. And that's all. I think that this pretty much covers the story. We already got some new content. I like federal and state laws currently ban nuclear power, and so there's been like a fight to get it adopted or even looked at. So it looks like the group is using this report with these really weird outside anomalies to push for the fact that it's dangerous and we should, Australia should stay away from it. And that may or may not work. It seems like a lot of people are reluctant to look at nuclear power and nuclear energy in Australia.
I think a lot of people are hoping for the next best thing, but it's going to be a long way off.
I feel like
Things aren't going
I don't know what
fast.
they're. I mean, I feel like in
Trump
a lot
keeps
of
telling us
places they
coal's
are.
coming back.
The thing is, that's us. Like, there's so many places that are almost like that are working toward pure reliance on solar and geothermal.
Oh yeah, Iceland already cracked the code. They're like, we're geothermal.
Yeah, because they're just like, let's fucking do it. And we're like, we made it to the moon, supposedly.
And we can't make it to the core of the Earth.
Yeah, and supposedly...
Theoretically, we could do geothermal anywhere on Earth if you're willing to drill far enough.
Well, it's because, like, oil companies aren't in it, so... You know, like they'll drill down to crack into using poisonous chemicals to crack into gas mains to release natural gas, because that's fucking fine. And then people's fucking water starts on fire, but they're like, well, we can't just take sun out of the sky. We can, and they're like, because then birds will fly over it and burn. Doesn't work that way. Literally doesn't work that way. No, because if that would happen, then they would just burn all the time every time they flew anywhere over anything. It's a bunch of.
By the way, bullshit. I tried that as a pickup line once. My previous comment didn't work. Met a girl, said, "Hey, you willing to go geothermal?" And she goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I'm willing to drill down deep enough." Didn't work. She didn't like the geology joke. I figure I need to like. You
gotta find more higher class women.
No. I need to go troll the UVM campus, the geology department.
A lot of ladies in the geology department, probably.
Yeah, the girls with the thick glasses who don't walk with a limp.
Oh shit! Not another cerebral palsy.
Not another cerebral palsy girl into rocks.
Oh god!
You're a dime a dozen or a quartz and a gap. I don't know. There's a rock dirty joke there.
There is definitely a rock dirty joke and probably a cerebral palsy joke in there.
Definitely.
Palsy. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Maybe to another story. Which story do you want to cover? We got one more.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of more cerebral palsy jokes. Like I can hold your crutches. You won't need them when you're horizontal.
Yes, I do. Because I still need to get up after. No, there's no getting up after.
Are you into BDSM? You are now, because I need to stop you from moving. Not in a rapey way, more in a cerebral palsy. They move a lot way.
Yeah.
No, I think there's one more in me. That's what she said. Because she can't tell. She has cerebral palsy.
I think we may be the first podcast to ruin its listenership by making too many cerebral palsy jokes.
Actually, that fell into my lap so well that... No
more. 3 is enough.
No. I'm good.
So let's get. I'm thinking the Saudi
moon?
mega. I'm gonna go to the Saudi mega city.
Really?
How's that? Yeah, because I feel like I
think the moon one's shorter.
Well, the moon one isn't really news.
We almost nuked the moon. All right, go to your story.
No, my thought is this. All we do is give the basics, and then we just read through
the bullet points.
Bullet points.
We have time.
Okay,
for that.
So what happened is a new report from the Wall Street Journal shared some of the proposal for Saudi Arabia's biggest mega project yet, a city built in the desert named Neom, where robots will outnumber humans.
Weirdly,
hologram teachers will educate genetically enhanced students. A whole bunch of things. Now, this is not like
I also want that name
to
to be pronounced properly by the people in that culture, because it may not be Neom. It might be something that like sounds more exotic and like
Neom.
Yeah, like it literally could sound sexy.
Neom.
Like you want to fuck that city. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so this fuckable city in Saudi Arabia. Now, this is not necessarily the actual plans they have for it, but these are proposals put forth by big companies to build their shit, because like essentially somebody was the Crown Prince came forward and was like, listen, I want to put $500 billion, $500 billion into a city. What can I get for that? And these are some of the things that were in the proposal that they could get. Cloud seeding, which is the planned site for Neom, sits on the coast, is surrounded by desert. In order to create a temperature climate, cloud seeding could be used.
Climate.
That right? It says temperature, but temperate.
I saw that.
Temperate
and
is the real thing.
I immediately knew that temperate is the right word.
Temperate is what they meant.
We literally pulled a shit ton of stories today that have typos.
They're
mistakes.
terrible. That's all. All of these are from like major news organizations.
Yeah, this is The Verge. The other one was The Guardian. We did something earlier from
and these people,
Britannia.
Which actually just is more of a...
It makes me angry because I could write better than these people, and I'm not a writer.
But probably not in the amount of time that they're given. That actually says more about what we expect out of
how much time they're given?
Journalism.
They're writing for the fucking Verge. You know they're on their couch eating avocado toast and jerking off the SpongeBob.
Oh, don't...
The average Verge writer.
I will give you that. Yes, but this shit has to be pumped out like crazy. There's probably no editors. That's the problem. Editors.
Oh, no,
this
zero.
This is the editor's problem. This is not the writer's problem.
Why don't they make a second mass market job pool where literally every story just goes through a single filter, and it's just someone like me who just gets a story and goes, read this now.
But this one paragraph at a time. What if you if you mass or whatever, crowdsource that where you literally get
every
one paragraph. You know, like the mechanical.
Oh my
Turks?
god, no, because that becomes a telephone game. Suddenly, like, all the pronouns have been changed, and like,
oh yeah, that's right, because everybody's
he
like,
murdered her.
Yeah, you definitely want to.
She died because of her.
Makes me want it even more.
He died because of him.
Here's the thing. Guess what? It's still going to be better written than all of this stuff.
Oh, these are all terrible.
Anyway, so in order to create a temperate climate, cloud seeding could be used to make it rain. What they're talking about is essentially creating atmosphere, almost like we would do in
which
on
is
Mars
not,
or something like
which
that.
is not entirely proven science. Cloud seeding has been going on since the 1930s. I want to say 1920s. Literally, as soon as we had aircraft, we tried doing it.
Yes.
During World War II.
Chemtrails.
During World War II, we tried doing it to see if we could maybe affect the ways of war. Like, if we wanted to bomb a country and then have it rain so they weren't prepared.
Yep.
We tried it, and we've tried it since, and it literally doesn't work.
It is scientifically possible. We do not have the science to do it at the scale that is required to be.
They were literally going up there with crop dusters full of barley, going, "We're gonna seed the clouds."
No.
The clouds, number one, didn't grow barley.
There was no like barley rain,
did not rain.
This rain,
I'm calling it a failure. Those pesticides also covered way more acres of land than they wanted, and now we have cancer.
Yes, yay, cancer! Hey, we succeeded at something. We created cancer, or helped cancer evolve. Anyway, do you want to? Oh no, you never mind. I'll take the next one.
Oh, I can open my notes. Dystopian surveillance.
Yeah,
In a city of the future, cameras, drones, and facial recognition will be ubiquitous.
I actually hate the word.
I know,
ubiquitous.
I hate the word too.
I can pronounce it. It's the only word that actually means what it means, but I fucking hate it because everybody uses it so much.
I never do. As you can tell by me not saying it well.
Unfortunately, it is a ubiquitous term, and I fucking hate it because it makes people feel that they're smart because they use it. Ubiquitous. Fuck you.
It's like, don't be facetious.
Most people don't know what it means.
Also, just use the normal word.
Just fucking don't use those words, assholes.
You're
not smart.
Genetic engineering, neome or neome.
Oh, my pussy.
Would host a genetic modification project of some sorts. The WSJ, the Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
Jesus Christ! Don't abbreviate. Don't abbreviate. No,
you can. Because here's the thing. The thing I will give this that a lot of things
because
don't
this is bullet points.
No, because up at the top of the story they said Wall Street Journal and then parentheses put WSJ. So that's fine.
All right.
So,
they quote
that is fine.
from a Japanese tech giant, SoftBank, to create a new way of life.
What are you doing? You're blowing up, baby. From birth to death, reaching genetic...
I'm sorry, it's my work getting 5-star reviews. I got 2 in a row all of a sudden.
Oh, sweet.
I think the garden hose got unkinked.
Because you're not there.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. Nope. Yeah, moving on.
No. Okay. A new way of life from birth to death, reaching genetic mutations to increase human strength and IQ. Robots everywhere. Robot maids, in quotes. I don't like. What?
Yeah. What are air
They're
quote
maids.
If it
They're
cleans,
maids. It's a maid.
Guess what? I have a robot maid at home.
Maid. Oh, it's a Roomba.
It's shaped like a frisbee, and it scares my cats.
Yeah.
But I'll fuck it someday.
Just like a regular maid. Robot maids would do your chores for you. A Roomba. A robot cage fights. This is the thing I love. I love this. Robot cage fights.
We saw that in Solo. Did you watch Solo?
I have not watched Solo, but essentially...
it was in Solo.
Gladiator fights, essentially. We're going back to gladiator fights, but like humans don't have to be hurt.
They had a gonk droid with like razor blades on it, and another droid similar to it, like hitting each other in a cage.
Yeah, it was literally BattleBots.
It was BattleBots with
artificial
Wars
intelligence
droids.
also, like, yeah.
Well, yeah, they cried and...
Oh, that I don't want to see that.
And then there was just a very long, prolonged rape of the dead robot's body. And but its circuits were still alive enough, whereas it's being thrust into, it's like gonk, 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 gonk,
glork, gonk.
Gonk is what a gonk droid says.
I assume that would be the case, yes. But I think a glork droid. Is there such a thing as a glork droid?
No.
Well, fuck you then. Next. Flying taxis.
I lost my story. I'm texting my wife.
I don't want any roads or pavements.
Read them.
We are going to have flying cars in 2030, said Prince Fahd bin Sultan, the region's governor. In a planning meeting, another planning document reportedly read, "Driving is just for fun, no longer for transportation." That's fine. Fake moon. We're not going to nuke the fake moon, are we?
What's that old ska song? It's also another old song. Shoot
Flying
the
taxis.
shoot the moon. Shoot the moon.
Shoot the moon.
Well, yeah,
the
but
moon. Yeah, because every
Shoot the Moon is,
every ska song sounds exactly the same.
well, yeah. There's an old song called "Shoot the Moon." Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Let me guess. Does it go like this? I love ska.
No, because Voodoo Glow Skulls. I only listen to hard ska, and you know that.
I know. Yeah, that was more. Yeah,
it was,
that was
more hardcore.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
Voodoo
the
Glow
song
Skulls I
actually
fucking
starts
love.
out with like a hardcore
Actually,
guitar,
if anybody out there,
and then it goes like "Shoot the Moon."
do you think we're actually safe going out on a Voodoo Glow Skulls song?
Yeah, fuck them. They're not.
I think so,
They're
yeah.
not on YouTube.
Yeah,
they're
and
probably not even
awesome, though.
alive.
They're fucking awesome though. I love
They
that band.
scawed so hard they're not around anymore.
Exactly. They scawed their Voodoo Glow Skulls off. Anyway, so
Shit, I need to pick up
fake
Fred.
moon details are unclear in what is already an incredibly hazy report, but apparently there have been proposals for a fake moon. Use your imagination, and also I think fuck it,
Voodoo Glow Skulls, shoot the moon.
get lost.
Get lost.